So sorry, man, for getting back to you so late. I've been caught up with a lot lately. We're busy renovating the house, man. It honestly, feels like I'm in the construction side. On top of that, I still have to pay the bills. Have work to do and other responsibilities that need my attention. So it has not been easy to balance everything. That said, I'm excited to share my thoughts with you about dropshipping, making money online, and what I've learned over the years. Uh, I know I created a Facebook page years ago and I had almost forgotten about it. What surprised me is how the page had continued to drive leads over time, even though I did not think much of it when I created it. Back then, I was still, experimenting with different ways of creating content and generating leads, trying to sell my dropshipping course. So, what I want to share with you now is not only about dropshipping, but also about making money online as a whole. Okay. So, my journey with making money online, for me, this has been a long, long journey. I've been trying to figure out the make money online thing, for almost 10 years. You know, I would not call myself a successful online entrepreneur at the moment. I work full time, and that is, how I survive. I never fully cracked the make money online game in the way many gurus, or many online gurus promise. There was a time when it worked for me, especially before and during certain periods. But after COVID, everything fell apart for me. The whole house of cards came down, and that forced me to look back and ask what went right and also what went wrong. What lessons, should I have learned earlier? So I understand your situation. You're under pressure and you are looking for ways to make money. I was once in a similar position. I had lost my job. I had financial pressure. I was desperate to figure all of it out. Right. Fortunately, I learned a few things that helped me start making money online. Some of those skills came from the same make money online gurus. So I will not say everything they teach is bad. Some of it helped me a lot. You know, even in the job I have now currently, those skills still help me and they are priceless. I'm an electronic engineer by training, but now I work in sales as an account, manager because I learned marketing, lead generation, and the psychology of selling. Those skills help me pay my bills even today. You know, the biggest lie, making it's when they say to you making money online is easy. The biggest problem with make money online industry as a whole is that they promise you that things will be easy. People will tell you things like, you can make money while you sleep. Just click here and make money, and money will come in. You know, use these simple systems and you're gonna become rich overnight. All of those things are lies. If I had removed that lie from my mind earlier, I probably would have made much more money. That is why I respect people like Alex Hamosi. He does not sell the idea that business is easy. He tells you the truth, and you must be willing to be uncomfortable. You know, to to. This is the kind of message that builds real entrepreneurs. Many of the older gurus, sold dreams. They made business sound easy because they were selling courses. The person who usually makes the money from a get rich quick scheme is the person selling the course. So my first piece of advice is this, okay? Get rid of the get rich quick mindset, okay? If something is presented as easy money, there's a good chance the real business is selling you the dream, you know. So what worked for me with dropshipping, okay? Because that's a big question I think you are asking me right now, right? My dropshipping success came mainly from Bidorbuy, which today we call Bob Shop. A friend introduced me to it. He told me he was making money by dropshipping on Bidorbuy back then, today's Bob Shop. At that time, many people did not fully understand how to use the platform. that way, meaning drop shipping through it. So Bidorbuy was one of South Africa's early online marketplaces before Takealot became a dominant as it is today. So Bidorbuy was a strong platform. It had a bidding model and allowed sellers to list products in a very flexible way. The opportunity was that Bidorbuy did not really care whether you physically had the stock or not. You could list a product, and when someone bought it, you could then buy it from another seller inside Bidorbuy and then ship it to the customer. So this was essentially drop shipping when you really think about it. So the process worked like this. Okay, that means you find a product that was already selling well inside the Bidorbuy. You create a better listing by using better keywords. Okay, so you're able to rank higher in search results. You sell the product at a higher price. Okay, and once somebody buys a product from you, you buy it from another seller inside Bidorbuy at a lower price, and you keep the difference as profit. Okay, so for a while, this worked very well, right? And the reason it worked is because there was some glitches when you really think about it on the Bidorbuy system, because it would classify products by keywords. So if you knew how to use the keywords, you could rank higher than someone with a similar product, but did not know how to use keywords. So most sellers did not know how to use keywords, thus did not rank higher on inside Bidorbuy, even though they were cheaper, right? So that's essentially how that worked. So, but obviously over time the system figured out, what people were doing. It got smarter. So the strategy stopped working, you know, because it was a weakness, it was a glitch, it was a weakness in the system. At first, you could use keywords to outrank sellers who had better prices or extra stock. If your listing matched what people were searching for, the product could appear higher in search results or even on Google Shopping. Yeah, obviously under Bidorbuy. Later, Bidorbuy introduced paid advertising inside the platform. That created another opportunity. You could pay to promote your listing, and your product would appear before the cheaper listings. That means it would rank higher inside Bidorbuy. That gives sellers like me a major advantage. However, over time, the platform changed based on competition from Takealot and the likes. So Bidorbuy became smarter. It started prioritizing cheaper products and improving how listings were ranked, overlooking keywords and ads. At the same time, customer confidence in Bidorbuy began to drop because of sellers like us who did not ship on time and everything else in between. Customers were receiving poor service, products arrived late, or sometimes they were not what people expected. Complaints were difficult to resolve. As trust declined, fewer people bought from the platform because Bidorbuy did not really do a good job of, backing their customers. So once customer confidence dropped, what happened? Sales dropped. That is when the business, or my business, started dying. Okay. So the lesson is simple here. Okay. If your business depends on a loophole or a hack or a weakness in the platform, it is only going to matter for a time before that opportunity disappears. Okay. Uh, so now, during COVID, Bidorbuy did not work, but then I figured out another business. Okay. I tried Shopify and Facebook ads or dropshipping story, but that never worked for me. For a short time, I made good money using Facebook ads and Shopify, uh, using cash on delivery model. One of my best products was the air fryers. I would buy an air fryer for $500 and sell it for around 1,500 rands using cash on delivery. Okay, those days were great. I could sell many units in a day. I think they could sell between 15 and 20 units in a day. My supply used to go crazy about how much I was moving. But that work, that was intense work. I had to drive around delivering these products, and not every person who placed an order actually paid. So still the numbers worked for a while because the margins were so high. You know, I remember I sold into a lot of old age homes. The problem with the normal Shopify model was that many South African customers were too scared to pay online. People would add products to their cart, but they would abandon the purchase when it was time to pay. That's why cash on delivery worked. So cash on delivery solved that trust problem, but it created another problem for me, which was delivery. It became exhausting for me because I had to wake up at 5 a.m. and work until evening. So yes, it worked for a while because it was easy, because I was making 1,000 rands plus profit on every product I dropped. Okay. So one of the biggest lessons I learned is this. Okay. Easy things attract too much competition. Hard things attract or create opportunity. When something is easy, everyone wants to do it. That means competition becomes fierce. Margins drop. People copy each other. Eventually, the opportunity disappears. There's bad customer service and everything else in between, just like dropshipping. But when something is hard, most people avoid it. Therein lies the opportunity, or the real opportunity. Today, I work in IT sales, okay, and I can tell you there is a lot of money in it. But most people avoid it because it is difficult. You have to learn technology, you know, you have to understand business problems, you have to speak to people, you have to attend meetings, you have to build trust before people buy from you, right? So it is not a business where you sit in your pajamas, click buttons, and watch money flow into your account like the way the gurus put it. Okay. But because it is hard, fewer people are willing to do it. That is where the opportunity is. All right. So that's why sales and marketing are survival skills. Because sales and marketing are powerful skills because they are results based. Nobody cares who you are, who your uncle is. Nobody cares about your degree. If you can produce results, people will pay you. Okay. So that's very important. So if you can generate leads, sell, communicate value, and help businesses solve problems, you can survive in almost any economy. That is why I do not regret learning online marketing. Even though I made mistakes, those skills still serve me to this day. Sales teaches you how to survive. Marketing teaches you how to attract attention. Okay. Together, they give you options. Okay, so the best way to make money when you're starting from zero, when you have nothing. Okay, if someone is starting from zero and needs to make money, I would not advise them to start with drop shipping. Product businesses require money. You need money for ads. You need money for stock, to stock products. You need money for testing. You need money for delivery. Okay, you need money for mistakes, because not your first ad, your second ad, your third ads will not work. So if you are broke, a product business can destroy you before it helps you. Instead, I would advise someone to learn how to sell face to face. Okay, start with cold calling. That's the easiest way to get clients. Learn how to pick up the phone and speak to business owners. Learn how to ask questions. Learn how to get attention. Learn how to book meetings. Learn how to find out what problems businesses have. Okay, if you can cold call and book meetings, you have a valuable skill that can get you from nothing to a lot of money, overnight. For there, you can build a marketing agency, a consulting business, a software sales business, or even a service business, or even a referral business. Okay. So B2B sales, for me, I believe that's where the real opportunity is. Okay. That means you're selling business to business. Okay. It's powerful because why? Businesses have money. And if you solve their problems, they will give you a lot of it. Consumers often do not have money, but businesses spend money to solve problems. If a business has a real pain point and you can solve it, they will pay you, and a lot of money. Not just little drop shipping money. The key is not to start by selling. The key is to start by what? By asking questions. You can call a business owner and say something like, "Hey, I know I'm asking for a lot because you do not know me yet, but I would like to understand your business priorities for this year. The reason I'm asking is because I want to see if there's a way I can serve you. Okay, I cannot help you properly if I do not understand what matters to you. You can do that. Call a stranger, you call a business owner and say that to them. Okay, That kind of honesty can open conversations, you know. And then it's a numbers game. You talk to 10 guys, one guy answers you, that's it. Business owners are used to people trying to sell to them. They're not used to people genuinely asking about their pain points and priorities. Okay. So how to start a conversation with a business owner? A simple approach is to ask, you know, what are your biggest priorities this year? What is currently blocking you from achieving them? You know, what are you trying to buy or solve that has been difficult to find? You know, what are you currently paying too much for? You know, what problems would you pay someone to solve? Right? The goal is to what? Is to ask and then listen. Do not start with your product, start with their pain. Okay. People pay for pain relief, especially businesses. If someone is in pain and you offer them a solution, they will pay attention. Businesses always have pain points. Your job is to find them, understand them, and then bring a solution. You don't just bring it, you go find someone with a solution to come and talk to the business, and you can pay for that. The importance of the other thing you need to understand is the importance of trust signals and use cases. Another major lesson I learned is that people need trust signals before they buy. Okay, in the past, I used to get offended when prospects asked me things like, "Have you done this before?" Right? Can you show me examples of what you've done before? Who else have you helped? Now I understand why they ask those questions. They are not being difficult. They are protecting themselves. Trust is the major part of selling. If you do not have your own case studies yet, partner up with someone who does. Work with an agency, service provider, or technical partner. Use their experience to help you win the first few clients. Then over time, build your own track record. You see how easy this is? Even large companies do this. They partner with other companies and use their case studies to win deals. The lesson is you need proof, not just passion. Delivery, okay, do not try to do everything yourself. That is very important also. One mistake I made was trying to deliver everything myself. Because I'm an engineer by training, I thought I could figure things out and do the work myself. But when I landed bigger jobs, I realized that delivery is a serious skill. Okay. If you sell a solution and then fail to deliver properly, you damage trust and also you lose a lot of money because most companies will only pay you after the job is done. So my advice is this: when it comes to delivery, partner with people who already know what they're doing, and those people will happily pay you good commission. For example, if you sell a marketing campaign, do not try to fulfill everything yourself. If you do not have the full capability, that's still fine. Partner with a company that already delivers that service. Let them handle fulfillment while you focus on sales, client relationships, and you learn from them how they do things. Over time, you can build your own team because now you've seen how they do things. But in the beginning, the fastest path is sell the opportunity, partner for delivery, learn the process, build your own capability later. And all of this, you know, they can pay you to learn. Think about it. So my honest advice is this: do not chase dropshipping because you are desperate. Right? Desperation can make bad advice sound attractive. This is how many people get trapped by online gurus, MLMs, and get rich quick schemes. Instead, learn how to sell. Right? Pick up the phone. That's the easiest way to get your first clients. Speak to the business owners. You can go on Google and find those businesses. Ask about their problems. Find out what they need. Go and research solutions. Bring back a proposal. Okay. Partner with the people who can deliver. Build trust. Repeat the process, and that's how you make money. This is not easy, but it works. Right? The easiest way to make money is not it's not always the thing that looks easy online. The real money is often in doing the uncomfortable work that other people avoid. So my final message is very simple, right? Stop looking for easy money, you know, like drop shipping. Because drop shipping, I'm not saying it doesn't work, you know, but what I'm saying is uh, you need to understand that you're going to spend money to make money. And if you don't have money, that's not the vehicle to use. Also, you don't have the experience of uh, running ads and scaling ads. And also, one of the things that will kill you with dropshipping is how do you also guarantee quality of your products? Because if people start returning products in big numbers because they're not happy, what are you going to do? Right? That's why it's easier to follow the business model I just gave you. Is number one, find talk to businesses, find what's the problem. Don't assume you know what's the problem. Call them and ask. I did this one time, where I showed my friend this model. I said, Bruce, because he was young and doesn't have a job, financially frustrated, and I said, dude, I'm gonna show you how to make money easy. But guess what? He did not even, you know, keep doing what I taught him because he felt it was too difficult. So what we did was we looked in his neighborhood and we said which businesses are doing well here, and it's a lot of them, and we found there's a lot of crashes around. Okay, and then we went to the crashes. I think we went to four. That's it. And then we went in and we say, hey, you know, is there anything you need? We can give you a code. They start giving us list of things they need. Yeah. And then we start looking at those lists. And I remember this other lady we went to, and she was so frustrated. She was like, I have this book, and there's nobody who can make this book for me. And I need this book to give to their parents. And I said, no, we can get that done. She says, you're lying. We can get that done. And I took the book, went to the printing shop, showed them the book, worked with them so they can recreate the book. And asked the lady, how much did you pay for it? She says, I paid $120. And okay, it's fine. I'll charge you the same amount. I went to the printing shops, went onto Fiverr.com. Today you can go to Guru.com. Got somebody to design the cover for me and everything for me. Pay them like $200 or something. Went to the printing shop. They started printing the book for me. I made one copy, sent it back to the lady to okay it. She looked at it. She says, "No, I'm happy with this. I'm happy. That's great." And then she says, "How many do you need?" She says, "Like, Lala, I need 50 or 60, or I need 100. We also for next year." I said, "That's great." You know. Then I made almost a profit of 3, 4, 5 grand just like that. And guess what? Because this crash needed the help, now you go to other crashes with the same book and say, hey, look what I did for her. Do you want the same thing? And guess what? And that's to rain money. You see how easy this is, right? So this works very, very well because, like I said, today I'm doing IT. I'm selling deals in millions, right? But following the same process, right? And for me, that's the best way to make money is go to businesses, ask them what's their pain points, go online, do your research. Now we have so lucky we have ChatGPT that can even help you. Find somebody who's done this before and press and you have actual proof that they've done it before. Have them handle that delivery. Then you just get your profit from that and you learn from them how they deliver it. Okay, it's so easy, guys. So I hope it makes sense, and I hope you will begin to see why there's power in this thing. I've done drop shipping, I've done e-commerce, I've done all that, and you know, um, you gotta understand that the, you you're gonna spend a lot of money to make money in those spaces. But if you're starting off, this is the model I would recommend. And thank you for your time, and talk soon.